And at LCX, we see this bridge from physical to digital as a key element. Because if something is digitalized and you're not sure if the underlying asset is actually there, you are insecure, you can't get clients, and this is where we come in. We are registered as a physical validator under the TBTG, that's the Blockchain Act in Liechtenstein, the laws, and this enables clients to be sure that the underlying asset is actually there, it's safeguarded physically, it is like in a big vault in the Swiss Alps, it is insured, and there's somebody liable. In this case, it's LCX is liable for this tokenization part. So we have to make sure that the asset is not stolen, it's real, had been with the GI certificates and everything, and put into a vault, insured and stored. And then we give out the token as well as the digital ownership certificate and the physical validator certificate. So this is really the bridge from physical to digital. And if this would be broken, nobody could trade it online. And so that's why we are providing this as a key infrastructure.
What is up, guys? We're in here talking about LCX. Been a while since I've done an LCX update video. Let's go ahead and share the screen here. And let's get into some of the things that Monty Metzger was talking about here. As in LCX being a physical validator, okay? So this is really important to understand, it's really important to gather here. By being a physical validator, they can actually tokenize, right? And have it be legal according to the Blockchain Act of Liechtenstein, okay? So as the first company in Liechtenstein and the entire globe/realm to be registered as a physical validator under the Liechtenstein Blockchain Act, LCX has reached a significant milestone. Let's discuss our voyage and the significance of this accomplishment. Let's play this. This music might be copyrighted, so I'll make it go down as soon as we play it. Maintains integrity and security of tokenized assets, analog safekeeping process, digital safekeeping process, LCX, as a physical validator. So there we go. Gotta love that, right? But one of the biggest things here is their introduction of this Liberty chain. So unlock assets, unleash value, Liberty chain by LCX. Institutional grade tokenization open for everyone. So they're taking this physical validator license and these special licenses that they have from Liechtenstein, write MiCA papers, white papers for companies, which we'll get into that in a second here. So they have their own layer 2 now, and we've been over this on about like how these layers 2s are connected to things like Base, things like Ondo, things like Solana, and you have that here when LCX is talking about that. They're saying Base, Solana, LCX, XRP Ledger, Stellar, Cardano, and Polygon, along with OP. So they're already kind of acknowledging to you that this Liberty chain will connect to Base, and once you can connect to Base, you can connect to Ondo and Solana, because Base recently announced a deal with Solana that basically everything native on Solana is native on Base. And they also announced a deal with Ondo. Okay, so now this gives LCX access to tokenized stocks, but since they have this physical validator license, they can now be, how they dub it, the eBay of tokenization. Just like eBay democratized democratized e-commerce. Liberty Chain democratizes asset tokenization. A self-serve marketplace where anyone can tokenize anything. Now, shout out to my guy, Shook Focus Digital. Definitely go over and give Shook a follow. One of the things we've been looking at and talking about is tokenization of carbon credits, right? When you think about that they're tokenizing carbon credits, they're looking to tokenize real estate. Pretty much everything is going to be tokenized. I know that Larry Fink and World Economic Forum and people like Monty Metzger have been kind of drilling that into our heads. But yeah, it seems like this is what they're doing, right? And I guess like it or love it or hate it, but this was where we seem to be headed, right? And in a lot of ways, this can make things very much easy for people because if your property is tokenized, it makes it more liquid for you to sell. It makes it more liquid for you to use as collateral for loans or anything like that. So really, tokenization is going to make everything more liquid. But LCX kind of has a first mover advantage because they are this physical validator. So definitely I can see them doing physical validation for many, many companies in Europe when it comes to things like carbon credits, when it comes to things like, real estate. They're probably going to be the leaders and forerunners of that. When it comes to things like, precious metals, they can validate it. So just like eBay democratized e-commerce, Liberty Chain democratizes asset tokenization, a self-serve marketplace where anyone can tokenize anything. Now, another thing to kind of pay attention to, and I'm going to show you guys, this is a post from LCX from not too long ago. Around is a long post. January 27th. One of the things I kind of want to point out here is that they say that, this is their Mika moment. Most filers in the ESMA registered are token issuers filing for their own single token. LCX is doing something different. They're acting as a authorizing CASP, the crypto asset service provider that files MiCA compliant white papers on behalf of third-party tokens. And apparently they did for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, Polygon, Avalanche, Dogecoin, and Toncoin. All right. So that kind of a little bit applies that to me that they did that. Okay. So kudos to LCX there. But also something that they have going on. We see here Liechtenstein is a member of the European Economic Area, which means many licenses obtained in there in Liechtenstein can be passported across all the 30 EEA member states. From a country smaller than most American cities, LCX gained legal access to serve 450 million Europeans. This was not an accident. It was a strategy built on the conviction that integrity meant embracing regulation rather than evading it. Okay, so a lot of these Liechtenstein laws apply directly to LCX and what they're doing. Okay, so it's quite the update when you think about that. Now, one other thing we want to hit you with here is that they got their own pay agent. Okay, oh, I've been talking to you guys with Theta and Ether and a couple other things. We've been talking about the Coinbase X402, and here it is. AI agents are coming, and they're coming to payment in a big way. So LCX is ready and willing to do that. They have their pay agent live, crypto payments for humans and AI agents. Create a payment link, get paid in stable coins, earn LCX on every payment, non-custodial, flat fees, no sign up, built by LCX AI Labs, payagent.co. Agent to agent commerce, on-chain settlement, non-custodial by design, real-time payment notifications. LCX Pay Agent simple crypto payments for everyone. So this is definitely the future. I think this is going to be way, way bigger than we even know. Again, carbon credits, even payroll, there's just so many things here with these pay agents. So let's see how far they go with that. Now, if you made it to the end here, definitely say if you love these short, quick 10-minute videos. If you made it to the end, put in the comments LCX. That way I'll know that you made it to the end. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm out. Peace.